Hey, what's up everybody? Today we are going to take a look at the Transformers Combiner Wars Optimus Prime figure. Now the figure does come packaged in robot mode, but I'm going to start off with it in vehicle form, then go to robot mode, and then go to combine mode. And I'll show you the combine mode with the limbs attached as well from the Wave 1 line of Combiner Wars figures. So Optimus Prime does come with a collector card, which is really nice. I mean, I can see myself putting this actually in a binder and collect these cards. They actually feature really nice artwork, so that's really cool. A nice thick cardboard, so really nice. So on to the figure itself. Let me go ahead and start off with size comparisons here in vehicle mode. Here he is next to AOE High Octane Bumblebee. Give you guys an idea of the size there. So it's definitely Voyager class in terms of size. And we can take a look at the vehicle mode here up close. And the guns, you can see they do peg up in the back here, so no problems there. Nice weapons here. I'll talk about those later once we get to robot mode. So, rolls really well. All wheels roll. No problems there. And let's go ahead and take a look at the transformation from truck mode into Optimus Prime's robot mode. Okay, so robot mode. Well, first let me go ahead and start with articulation, then I'll do a size comparison, and finally I'll talk about what I think about the robot mode. So starting with the head appears to be on a ball joint. I mean, you got left and right, of course, limited motion like that. Shoulders around, as you would expect. Out to the side with the arms. Swivel. A 90-degree bend here at the elbows. And really no useful articulation here in the hands. There is waist articulation, and then you've got the legs, of course, on ratchets. Not too much out to the side because it just will go to about that degree and then it'll stop. Swivel, bend at the knee, and that's really all the articulation you get. Even though the foot does move, that's really for the transformation. And here is a size comparison with Age of Extinction Voyager class Optimus Prime. Okay, so let's move on to the weapons that the Combiner Wars Optimus Prime figure does have. He has two guns actually. This one here, and this G1 iconic looking weapon here. And they do technically combine to form one long gun. Personally, I don't like that, but if you want to do it, you can. And of course you can have Prime dual wield these weapons as well. However, I like to display my Combiner Wars Prime just with this weapon here because it's so G1 iconic looking there. So that's the way I like to display Prime. Now, looking at the figure itself, a lot of people have said that the head is too small, and it actually is too small compared to the body of Prime. So that's one thing. Technically, you can actually bring out the combined mode head if you wanted to. And the only problem with that is it really sits farther back on the base of the body, so really it's not much of an option, but you can kind of do it like that, but then you have this gap there. So you can have it like that if you want, but really Of course, the official way is just to keep the smaller head out. Now, looking at the back of the figure, I kind of mistransformed this on purpose, but you actually should have this down, I believe, like that. But I prefer to have it just up and kind of out of the way, you know, so you can articulate the legs and so forth, and it kind of just makes everything neat looking from the front as well. So I like to keep this up as far as I can. Now the paint in here is really exceptional. I do like the paint here with the kind of the silver bluish color here on his windows here, silver color here on his chest, torso, here on the shoulders, really nice. Lots of nice sculpting detail in terms of just how it's sculpted, so that's nice as well. From the side he looks a little bit skinny or a little bit flat, you know. But I suppose they had to do that kind of to make him sort of combined. So there is that kind of side profile look where he kind of looks a little bit thin, but it's not that big of a deal. I'd say most people have problems with the actual head there being too small as compared to the size of the body. Alright, so let's go ahead and take a look at the transformation into combined mode. Okay, so now I'm going to talk about the combined mode torso of Optimus Prime here. There are some problems. For example, these hands just hanging off here. This gaping area in the chest here is a problem. It's my understanding that the Optimus Prime is actually a recolor of the original mold, which was Motormaster. And Motormaster, of course, has in his combined mode will have kind of like a vehicle that goes here to form his chest, much like the G1 Minosaur figure. So that's why there's this gaping hole here with these robo nipples, maybe. So you can, if you want, close that up, and that's what I may do, is just leave it closed like that. So there's not that gaping hole there, but technically I guess you're supposed to leave it open like this. You can see there's some nice detail in there. I guess that would be the matrix and some other nice detail in there, so that's nice. You can see the combiner ports here for the arms on either side, and then the combined ports for the legs here, or the lower part of the legs. So doesn't look too bad. And you know, other than the fact that there's this big gaping hole in the chest, and then there's the actual hands hanging off the back of the shoulders there of the combined torso. So, final thoughts on Transformers Combiner Wars Optimus Prime. Well, I would say if you can wait, go ahead and wait and buy the Silverbolt figure and eventually the Motormaster figure. Those make more sense as combiner torsos. Hasbro probably included the Optimus Prime just for a marketing reason because, you know, Optimus Prime has to be in every toy line. But, you know, if you want to pick it up, great. It's an okay figure. I don't think it's necessary for your collection. I kind of like it as a standalone figure, like here in robot mode. I think it's pretty cool. But I don't think it's necessary for your collection. And it does look just a bit strange to have Optimus Prime combined with other figures, even though we've kind of seen it before with Transformers Energon. But mostly you think about Silverbolt, Motormaster as being torsos for combined forms. So it's really up to you if you want to pick it up. I picked it up because I was excited to get into the new line of Combiner Wars, and I've had fun with it, combining Optimus Prime here with other figures. But it looks more appropriate to have, you know, Silverbolt and then Motormaster in the future to actually combine with limbs. So there you go, Transformers Combiner Wars Optimus Prime.